Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. My wife is from the Philippines. This beautiful shirt here shows it's from the Philippines. So today, why young men should date a Filipina? Well, it's because you're not a loser to look for a wife in another country. So it's a big option that is available to you. 23rd video today, final one in this series. Are you a young man believing the relationship with a woman from another country makes you a loser? Or you're afraid of what people will think? Are you that concerned about what other people think? You're going to be faced with multiple opinions for the rest of your life. But not all opinions are created equal. Not all of them are correct. You can consider them, but they're not all, good ideas. Fear of failure or even of being misunderstood is only going to prevent us from accomplishing what we need to do. People may look at you as a failure or a loser to look overseas. They probably thought that about me, but I did it because I wanted to get married, and I did. Please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea. I'm going to offer marriage advice to young men because I care. Too many young men are getting in the middle age and getting older, nothing to show for it, and they even may think that that's okay. I think that's a shame. Your comments are welcome here, of course. And this is the last one in this series called Why Young Men Should Date a Filipina. And this video and others like it will be in the YouTube playlist called Young Men and Filipinas. And it really doesn't matter what people think. If you need a wife, then you should go look for one. What about God? What does God feel about it? That's what I use to move myself along, because that way I knew it was the right thing for me to do. Do you believe God wants you to be married or live alone the rest of your life? Has God designed you to be single? I've got lots of videos. I'm sure I have a playlist on singleness in one of the YouTube playlists. I've got over 1,500 videos, so I have quite a few playlists there too. What God wants us to do is more important than people's often incorrect assumptions, or they think what happened to them will happen to you. Now, as I continue along here, a woman from the Philippines will consider a foreign young man to marry. She will. And she won't think either one of you is doing something wrong or that she is being courted by a loser. If you're unable to relate well to someone from your country, people have been dating women in other countries for a long time. It's something to consider. It's nothing new. It may be what you need to do in order to get married, just like myself. After I married my wife in Davao City, Philippines, 8 years ago when I was 53, there was some talk that some of my coworkers, when I got back, weren't exactly thrilled with what I did for some reason. But do I answer to those people? Does it matter if they misunderstand my motives? They never talked to me about it. I married a woman a lot younger than I was. We're still married about 8 years and 3 or 4 months later. I consulted my pastor before I married, and I didn't ask him if this was morally wrong because I knew that it wasn't wrong, just that I was considering this woman I eventually married. And I remember that was only on day 12. I probably still have the email that I sent him. I think I used that as part of our spousal visa package to show that I was communicating with her and serious about getting married. And if you have another person like that can help you with your visa, that really helps, because it's not just your word and your fiance's word or your wife's word. This is somebody else to prove to the embassy that, this was quick, but it was ongoing and other people can verify. He even said, put a card in there saying, go ahead and contact me if you want to, because whatever Bob is telling you here is real. So we did get married, and I still meet with him regularly to get some support and some ideas to make sure our marriage is strong. There's no reason to limit yourself to one city, one state, or one country. If the objective is to get married, look anywhere you can, go where you're wanted. And I believe young men are wanted in the Philippines. I certainly didn't look at myself as a loser. I saw myself as a winner. I won. I got married, finally, at the age of 53. Back then, I suppose it could have happened much sooner had I looked overseas. actually the thought never crossed my mind. I knew people did that. I know somebody that did, but that was before the internet, and I just assumed that I could find somebody here in the United States. In my case, the best one came after years of patience, but I had to get out of my comfort zone. So I just want younger guys to know that this is an option. I took a chance, and I committed to marrying someone almost 10,000 flight miles away. And that after only 54 days is pretty quick. Got married on my first time to the Philippines. What's a few thousand miles of it means finding a good wife? How long are you going to wait where you are right now? And God has good marriage partners all over the world, and if we think outside the box, we might yet find one. These days, I don't think about what people think of what I did. Long forgotten that. Or if they think I was only after sex. I don't follow their advice. I follow God, and God made me for marriage, and I took advantage of my opportunities overseas. And young men, by the way, have been in long-distance relationships, LDRs, for a while. I just think it should be for marriage, not just for pen pal or for hookups or any nonsense like that. It should be for marriage. People's objections to this usually center around the risk of getting scammed, mugged, or deserted after she gets a green card or citizenship. I know couples here in the United States, who have lasting marriages with a Filipina, and I know some that hasn't worked out. And those come down to unfaithful men who don't provide, in one case, making a bad decision who to marry. And you can watch my videos for more of that and what to look for and what to avoid. Got well over 1,500 videos. Probably have 380 some left to make. I do keep track of that, because this is very important to me. Young men don't need to think they're doing something wrong looking in the Philippines for a wife. And they are not a loser trying to find love beyond the sea.